add a bit of power. There we go. And bring it right back. Perfect. Alright.
1,000 RPM.
And 1,000 set.
Oil pressure green.
Oil pressure is green, oil temperature is a bit below the green here, but it's going to be coming up. You're going to see that EVJ during the winter time. Oil pressure is never going to be green.
Right. Start checklist completed.
Good.
After start checklist, retract flaps into stages. Up. Flaps fully retracted.
Good.
Set instruments. Right, so we're reading, is it 185?
Yep.
Set. Ionics master switch on, we don't have it. Radio's on. On. Transponder in standby. Standby. Primer locked. Primer is locked. Check alternator.
Yeah, we got the light, we're good.
We're good. Check circuit breakers or fuses.
So these ones are fuses. They're the ones that pop out and you can't put back in.
Yeah, they're all push.
Good.
Carb heat check.
And
Hold the
there's the
carb
drop. Good.
Fine. Check brakes. The power. Brakes work fine.
So for the brake check, I like to be nice and gentle. Here, I have control for 1 second. This kind of puts the examiners in a good mood. It's just add a bit of power to get yourself going, idle power, and gradually begin the brake. There we go.
Okay.
And it helps us with taxiing too, because I think I've mentioned before, if we want to slow down and brake, the first thing we do is we bring the power to idle, then our heels come from the ground to brake. Don't brake if you're above 1,000 RPM, because that's when it's going to be really choppy. Alright, you got control.
Right, instrument taxi check. We'll do it on the taxi.
Good.
Taxiing done on 1,000 RPM. Alright, so now we...
Romeo, Fox, Quebec, Ottawa, clearance, squawk code 1267. Runway 22, winds 2904, altimeter 30.
I forgot the frequency.
Taxi on my
20.15.
Tower 120.1, holding short.
Squawk 1267, runway 22, taxi by Tango, contact
15. 21, yeah.
Sorry.
21.5 is the emergency frequency.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ottawa International, information Quebec, weather at 1900 Zulu, wind variable 5, visibility 15, few clouds at 25,000, temperature 20, dew point 1, altimeter 3019. IFR, approach, RNAV, Zulu or Yankee, runway 25. Inform arrival of requested approach. Landing and departing, runway 25 and 22, CYA 528 and CYA 534 active. Glider activity in Pendleton area. Inform ATC that you have information Quebec.
Alright.
I just didn't write down the temperature.
Temperature, I got 25, sorry, I got 20.
Weather at 1900 Zulu,
1 degree.
wind variable 5.
Alright, so we got information Quebec. Your call, again, who you're calling, who we are, where we are, the information we have, and what we want to do. All you have to read back is the squawk code, taxi instructions, and hold short instruction.
Right, so just going to practice
Yep,
just one more time before. So I'm going to ask for the Cessna, Foxtrot, Echo Victor Juliet.
Yep.
Requesting circuits with information Quebec.
That's right.
Cessna, Foxtrot, Echo Victor Juliet. Requesting circuits with information Quebec.
Remember who you're calling, Ottawa clearance. Okay. So yeah, for the initial call, remember it's who you're calling first and then who you are. So Ottawa clearance, it's Cessna, Foxtrot, Echo Victor Juliet. I don't know if they're playing hard to get here and they're waiting for us to make the proper call, or if they're busy, so we can give it a shot in another 5 seconds here. Here, just 1 sec. I'll make sure our radios are working nicely.
To Juliet, Ottawa clearance, squawk code 1273, runway 22, winds are calm, altimeter 3017, taxi on my frequency via Tango, contact tower 120.1, holding short.
I got it. And squawk 1273, taxi Tango, and tower short of 22 on 20.1, Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know if our volume was down, so that's why I switched to the ATIS quickly to make sure before I called again.
But he was talking too fast for me.
Yeah, he was talking really quickly.
Yeah.
So the next few radio calls are going to be pretty straightforward. The next one's going to be talking to tower, and it's just okay, you know, holding short, ready for takeoff. And obviously the downwind calls. Now, don't forget, for every transmission you make on the initial call, for every call actually, it's who you're talking to. So Ottawa Tower, Ottawa Clearance, Ottawa Terminal, Ottawa Practice Area, and then who you are.
Yeah.
Because especially now with these guys working all frequencies, they're not going to know if it's a plane that's inbound, calling, requesting circuits, or if it's us at the club. All right, good.
All right, so
we got the squawk code, and we can do our taxi checks to the run-up bay.
start taxiing.
All right. And as we're turning to the left, what instruments are we looking at?
Oh, and the current coordinator.
Good. Good. So we say turn to the left, ball to the right, numbers decreasing, and then when we turn to the right, same thing.
Ground, this is red 6 plus 1. Red 6 plus 1, not our gun. Ground, red 6 plus 1, CSB short echo, requesting routing to Kilo training area, please. Red 6 plus 1, ground, proceed echo, cross, runway 25, main Raptors, crashing Alpha to Kilo East.
Yeah, they're not. We'll show them how it's done.
Red 6 plus 1, roger, proceeding echo, cross, runway 25, main 8, Alpha to Kilo East.
Alright.
Right, so on a checklist, nose wheel straight,
Good.
brakes set, 1000 RPM, fuel selector on, mixture fully rich, top blast area clear, I don't see anyone,
We're good.
1700 RPM. Oil pressure and temperature gauges.
One are off runway
Green
25
and
and all
They're both
fire
green.
units are out of the station. Can be reached on 1219 for the next little bit.
Back to the right, we get a little bit of a drop. Back to normal. Back.
Here, let's bring it up to 17. Alright, we'll try that Mac check again.
Back on. Okay, mag's on the right.
Good.
Drop. Back on both. We get it back. Mag on left. Get a little bit of a drop. Back on both.
Good.
Got the engine back. So mag check completed. Check suction. Suction is on green. Ammeter load check. Turn all the lights on. And flaps.
And no light,
No light.
no discharge,
all
we're good.
So lean mixture check. So check completed. Harp heat on hot for 20 seconds.
Good. Alright.
Engine drop.
since you're in ground school, let's see if you know the answer to this question. Let's say we get, we're doing the mag check, and we notice that we get a drop of about 250 RPM, which is a bit below the limit we have here in the POH when we do the mag check. What do you think that might be an indication of?
When we get more drop, I don't know because I haven't read on the carb.
No worries. So it doesn't have to do with the carb. It's just because we're running the mixture rich, we could actually be getting carbon deposits on the spark plugs.
Okay.
So what we would do in this situation, we would keep it on 1 meg and lean the mixture to warm up the engine to burn it off. And we would keep it lean for about a minute, do the mag check again. 9 times out of 10 it should be back to normal. If not, we would snag the plane and go back.
Alright. Alright, idle throttle.
Good.
Red 6+1, ground roger.
Repeat on hold.
Read the checklist.
Oh, 1000.
There you go.
Repeat. Hold. Pushed in.
Good.
Alright, pre-takeoff. Checklist 1000 RPM. Check.
Set.
Door, seats, harness is secure.
I'll keep my door open for now.
Alright, I'm secure.
Jesus, that's a steep takeoff. Holy shit. See that?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Bad.
Fuck.
Fuel selector on. Mixture fully rich. Throttle friction lock set. It's pretty set. RP on cold.
Good.
Pushed. Max on both. Max on both. Controls free and correct. Controls working fine.
Good.
Trim set for takeoff.
Good.
Trim is set for takeoff. Flaps set. We don't use flaps.
Nope.
Electrics as required. We don't have electronics. Standing light on. Standing light on. Radio set.
And radio, it's 20.1, and we'll put 21.9 for taxi once we're done.
Okay. Nav 8's test instead. We don't have it.
Good.
Gyro instrument set.
Good, so we're showing about 240, 240. We're
240.
good.
Good. Takeoff briefing.
Okay, so I'll get you to do the takeoff briefing.
Alright, so for the takeoff briefing,
Oh, actually, yeah, my bad. It's on that side.
yeah. So departing of runway 22, rotate at 55 knots.
Let's use miles an hour for today because we're flying EVJ.
It's 65.
Good.
65 miles per hour. Climb it straight ahead until we get to 1200 feet.
Good.
And then we turn right to 250.
So we're going to turn 250 right after we cross the Ottawa, or the little river, and then we keep on flying that 250 until we're at 1200 feet. And what airspeed should we climb out at?
At 75, which is our...
Yep, 75 would be nice, yep.
So the go, no-go point is the taxiway or
Okay.
the windsock?
Yep, we'll say taxiway Mike. If we're not at 65 by then, we'll abort the takeoff.
Yep. And wind for variable at 5.
Yep. Looks like it's a pretty nice, very light crosswind from the left, but it's mainly coming down from in front of us.
Yeah. So in the event of system failure during the takeoff, you have control.
I'll take control.
Flaps up, radio call, whatever.
Yep.
You have control. In the event of engine failure after takeoff, again, you have control.
Yep, I'll pick a field within 30 degrees of our present heading. Pitch for best glide and land there. Engine failure above circuit altitude, we'll try to land back on 14, or whichever runway is suitable.
Yeah.
Good.
So, takeoff briefing completed.
Takeoff briefing complete.
Right, so passenger safety review.
Don't need that.
We don't need that. ETA for our first destination.
Don't
have that.
need that.
Time off.
And I'm getting the time off right now.
Transponder on alt.
Good. And we could also confirm that the code is in fact proper. 1273
1273.
and 1273. Yeah.
Taxi to hold short of runway and then make the radio call.
Good. So for this call, it's just Ottawa Tower, Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet, holding short 22, ready for takeoff. And they're going to tell you right-hand circuits, clear for takeoff runway 22. All you have to say is clear for takeoff 22, Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet.
Right.
Remember on the takeoff roll, confirm gauges are green, power set, airspeed coming alive.
Yep.
Now, as we approach the runway, what I like to do when we hold short is kind of angle ourselves a bit to the left just to see the approach path. Good.
I don't see anyone in the base.
Good, so
Anyone
we
in the
could
final?
go ahead and call them up.
Right. Ottawa Tower, Cessna, Foxtrot, Echo, Victor Juliet, holding short of runway 22, ready for takeoff.
Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet, Ottawa Tower, right turn, actually right-hand circuits, stay north of the departure at runway 25 at all times, winds 250 at 6, cleared for takeoff, runway 22.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22, Echo Victor Juliet.
Good, perfect. So what he said is just stay north of runway 25 at all times, which is exactly the departure procedure we do.
Right.
Go. And release the brakes.
Engine gauges are green.
Check.
Airspeed coming alive.
Good.
Clients, good afternoon, this is Gulf Quebec.
Keep your hand on the throttle.
With information, Quebec on a VFR flight plan to Kingston.
They're at 65.
Good. Rotate.
Requesting 3,000 feet.
And we are taking off.
Gulf Quebec, November.
Beautiful takeoff. Beautiful. Good stuff.
1242, runway 22, winds 240 at 7, altimeter 3017, taxi on my frequency via Tango, contact tower 120.1, holding short. Squawk 1242, taxi via Tango, and contact tower 1 holding short, runway 22, Gulf Quebec.
I can barely understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's hard to hear them.
I turned on my noise cancelling and it's much better now.
And here we could start taking that track of 250.
Turning right to 250.
Good. Keep that turn going in. We want to be a bit closer to those houses, just enough to not be over them.
Castle 5001 ready to pick up IFR to Kilo Sierra Yankee Romeo.
Castle 5001, Ottawa clearance, it's not as filed. Cleared to the Syracuse Airport via the Ottawa 4 departure. Expect radar vectors to ICLAX, India, Kilo, Lima, Alpha, X-ray. Tango 634, Vibru, Victor, India, Bravo, Romeo, Uniform. Alpha, Romeo, Tango. To
Pretty close to
destination.
1200.
Depart runway 25.
And we could begin the turn right crosswind now.
Castle 5001 is cleared to Syracuse via the Ottawa 4. Radar vectors to ICLAX, Tango 634, Vibru, and then Alpha Romeo Tango, then destination runway 25.
And we could roll level here, keeping it nice and square.
Clearance readback correct, take this Quebec, departure frequency 1281.
She's really not climbing today, eh?
Yeah. I guess it's the heat.
Yep.
So we're getting to the track. We can start our turn to the downwind.
That's right. And we could pitch for about 70 here as we try to climb. Perfect. And you could really try to pitch for 70 miles an hour here to keep that climb going. And 1,500 feet.
There we go.
Good. Power back to cruise before you trim. So on the downwind, it doesn't hurt to kind of take your time and reduce the power to kind of low cruise, like, I got some birds there, like 2,300 RPM or so. Good, you could do the downwind checks, I'll just make the first call here.
Right.
Ottawa Tower, Foxtrot, Echo Victor Juliet, right down 22.
Echo Victor Juliet Tower, winds 210 at 6 for touch and go, runway 22.
Clear, touch and go, 22, Echo Victor Juliet.
Brake set.
And what else do we have to do for the downwind check? It's like the 7-up check, right?
Yeah, I did it already. Did the fuel selector, mixture. Oh, the carb.
There we go, because we're going to be at idle power.
Yeah, always the carb.
Alright, good.
Check.
9 gauges are green.
So I'm about 45 degrees to the runway.
Good.
Gonna start pitching for 65 knots.
Good, so you can reduce the power for that. So 75 miles an hour.
And start our turn to base.
Good.
Slowly.
Don't forget to use that trim in your best interest. Really get it to a point where the plane is just flying that approach naturally. And you're just helping it out.
Right now into the base.
Good.
Went down at 500 feet.
Good. But how are we looking here? We're sinking pretty quickly, eh?
Yeah, we're a little bit low, so I'm going to add a little bit of power.
Good call. And I would hold off on the flaps for now, just because we are coming in on the lower side here.
Yeah.
We'll focus on trying to make the numbers, so try to focus on aiming for the numbers and touching down a bit past that.
Charles 980, Ottawa clearance speed EC read back correct, 8 is Quebec, departure frequency 12817.
The runway's to our right here, so we can bring in the ailerons a bit more perfect.
One more time, Jazz 980.
Jazz 980, the departure frequency will be 12817.
2817, thank you.
Good. And approaching 600 feet. How we looking?
We're stable.
Good. Continue. Make it really bring it to idle.
The idle.
Okay, good. And keep that nose down. You can begin a gentle round out. Eyes at the end of the runway. Good, keep that nose up. Beautiful, good. And
Up.
full power. Good.
65.
Beautiful flare. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good. Now, it's a really hot summer day. I don't really like doing touch and goes on 22 if we want to practice flaps. So let's see if we can get some on the south field. But really good short final, and really pitch for about 70 here. Good. And Ottawa Tower, Foxtrot, Echo Victor Juliet, just airborne off 22. If you guys aren't too busy, we'd like some circuits on the south field.
Echo Victor Juliet Tower, roger, turn left on the left hand down for runway 25.
Left turn, left now in 25, Echo Victor Juliet, thanks. Okay, so at 900 feet, we could start a left turn for a left-hand downwind runway 25.
Aero shell, information Quebec ready to taxi.
Castle 5001,
At 900 feet, we could start that turn.
Altimeter 3017, taxi Bravo, contact tower 118.
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to cross in front of the departure path for 25 to get onto the other side of the runway for the left downwind.
Ottawa Tower, Delta Quebec November Foxtrot, holding short, runway 22, ready for departure.
And once we're on the left downwind, you can make the call that we're on the left downwind. They're either going to clear us for a touch and go, or tell us we're number one. If they tell us we're number one, you just say Echo Victor Juliet. You don't have to read back anything.
Not above 1,500, Delta Foxtrot.
Oh, there's a bird.
Yep, I saw quite a few of them here.
Castle 5001, tower, amend the departure clearance to show a left turn heading 220, balance is unchanged.
Alright, departure clearance is going to be a left turn to 220 for
And 1,500, good.
Roger.
And whenever you think it's acceptable, you could start the downwind turn.
I like to use the road as a marker.
Yep, that's a pretty good reference point for one of those zero wind days.
Yeah.
Alright, now that we're on the downwind, what can we do?
So we got to do the 7-up check.
Good.
Fuel selector is on. Mixture fully rich. Carb heat on. Max on both. Time is
Echo
locked.
Victor Juliet, tower number 1, runway 25. I'll have 1 departure before you go.
Just say Echo Victor Juliet.
Echo Victor Juliet.
So, did you understand what he said?
Said you're number 1 for landing. There's 1 departure.
Exactly. So number 1 means we're the next one to land on the field. That doesn't necessarily mean we're the next operation. They might launch 1 or 2 departures in the meantime.
Okay.
So now we're going to be nice and situationally aware and think about the fact that, okay, this guy has to take off, so we could fly a nice kind of slow downwind, kind of, you know, extend it a tiny bit more.
Bravo, or runway 25 at Bravo, ready to go.
Castle 5001, tower Roger, contact Ottawa departures end of turn, 12817, winds 200 at 5, clear for takeoff, runway 25.
Alright, I'll contact the departure, 2817 in the turn, clear for takeoff, runway 25, Castle 5001.
I can see the guy.
Yep. So, wake turbulence might be an issue. I think that's a twin prop.
Yeah.
So we'll give him a bit of time here before we'll fly a slightly longer final.
Okay, so I'll keep going for a while.
Exactly. So now that we're flying a longer final, when do you think we should start our descent? Immediately with the base turn, or do you think we should kind of wait out a tiny bit?
I think we can wait out a tiny bit.
Exactly.
So like maybe a start, maybe when we get on the final.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
Okay, it's starting to go.
Alright. And whenever you're ready.
Alright, start our turn to the base. And I can start pitching for a little bit lower speed.
Good. And I'm going to want you to aim for the first dashed line on the runway. So you know the center line, the first center line mark on the runway. Just after the numbers.
Okay.
Quebec, November Fox, I can make the left turn on course, now still not above 1,500.
Left turn on course, not above 1,500, Golf Quebec, November Foxtrot.
And we should be getting that touch and go clearance soon, and you'll take it. Airspeed's good. If we're not at, if we're at 800 feet without a touch and go clearance, I'll make a quick call.
Okay.
Echo Victor Juliet, left-hand circuit, cleared touch and go runway 25.
Clear for touch and go, runway 25, Echo Victor Juliet.
Good. Airspeed's good. Aiming for that center line, the first stripe. How are we looking here?
We're good.
I think we're on the slightly higher side, so we could really bring that power. There you go.
100 feet, we are stable.
Good. Continue. Airspeed's good. Keep that nose down. Add a touch of power. Touch of power. Just a touch. Just a touch. There you go. Good. Confirm flaps up. Good.
Flaps up.
Perfect.
Power. RP. Oh,
Check. And gauge is green.
65 knots. Mile miles per hour.
Good.
And we are taking off.
Good, so that was your first balloon recovery. We ballooned a tiny bit, and that's it. You added a bit of power, a bit too much power initially. Here, I have control for a second.
You have control?
I have control. So you added a tiny bit too much power initially, and that just kind of aggravated the balloon. But that's exactly what we want to do. We don't want to push the nose down. If anything, we just keep the back pressure where it's at, and add a tiny bit of power, and continue the flare, unless the balloon's way too high. In this situation, it was recoverable, and that's exactly how you should recover. But hopefully you can find now that it's, when I say add a touch of power, it's 1 or 200 RPM if that. It's not going to be like a quarter of the power set in.
Yeah.
And tower set, remember if you said left hand or right hand circuits?
We do left hand here.
That's right. Good. So, when you're ready, you can go ahead and take control.
I have control.
You have control. Are you comfortable if I fly with the window open? It's a nice breeze.
I don't know, I've never experienced it.
You'll see.
Nice. Alright, so we can do the turn to... Oh, it's a lot more turbulent.
Yeah?
now.
Here, I'll close it then. I'll just open it on final when we slow down a tiny bit. Alright, for this one, I'm going to want to see a flap 20-degree landing. So, the way you're going to set yourself up is fly a slightly higher approach, because we know that when we bring the flaps down, it's going to increase that descent rate.
Okay. Oh boy.
You're doing good.
Right, you're turning to the downwind now?
Good. And we're at 1,500 feet. And reduce the power back to cruise.
Right, so we do the 7-up check. Fuel selector on. Make sure fully rich. Carb heat on hot.
Good.
Max on both. Climb is locked. Engine gauge is green. Brakes. Picking the brakes.
Good.
Brakes are good.
And we will be doing, what the hell is that? We'll do, it looked like a receipt just flying in the air. 20-degree flap landing.
Alright. Should I go make a call that we are in downwind?
Yes, please.
So I say Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet on downwind.
Yep, left downwind 25.
Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet, left downwind, runway 25.
Echo Victor Juliet, number 1, runway 25.
Echo Vector Juliet.
Good. That's it. So he gave us our sequence. It means that we could fly the circuit how we normally would. We just still need that touch and go clearance before we actually touch down.
Definitely getting a bit bump here.
Yeah. Alright, look at the runway and make your decision on when to turn.
Alright, I think it's a good time. It's about 45 degrees.
I agree.
I'm going to start to pitch for 70 miles per hour.
75 would be good.
75.
Yeah. Good, so we're coming in a bit higher than normal, but that's perfect because we want to be using some flaps. I'm just going to open the window now.
Right, so I'm going to add flaps 10.
Good.
10.
Echo Victor Juliet, left hand circuit, clear touch and go runway 25.
Clear touch and go, runway 25, Echo Vector Juliet.
Perfect. Good, and same thing, we're going to be aiming for that second line. Watch that airspeed, don't let it get too slow. Or first line. Bring that nose down.
I'm going to add flaps to 20.
Yep.
Flaps 20.
Good, and look at that. Changes that view.
Ready for taxi.
Air Canada
Keep that
459,
nose down.
runway 25, altimeter at 3017, taxi, apron A discretion, Bravo, and contact Ottawa Tower 118, estimate when you're ready.
Keep that nose on.
Apron 0 discretion, and we'll taxi Bravo 18A, short 25, ready Air Canada 459.
And good. Keep that nose up. Don't let it down. Good. Perfect. You don't want to be too slow on the touch and go. Full power.
Full power.
There you go. Good.
65.
Good.
Rotate.
Good stuff.
Oh,
so yeah,
boy.
you don't want to be too slow on the touch and go procedure.
Yeah.
For the flaps, it's just flaps up. You don't have to worry about bringing the lever back to neutral. I just keep it up and worry about back to worrying about flying the plane.
All right.
But good approach. Good approach. Actually, I have control for a second.
You have control.
Look at off our right side there.
I know. The Airbus A220.
The C series. The C series.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I like Airbus a lot too, but that was such a proud Canadian moment coming out with that plane.
Yeah.
Huge technological advancement.
It is indeed. Beautiful plane.
Oh, I love it. Super quiet too. When you're ready, you can go ahead and take control.
I have control.
You have control.
So soon we are going to get the vortices of that plane.
The what, sorry?
The vortices of that plane.
Yes, that's actually true. So, to avoid wake turbulence, how should we execute it?
Well, first of all, I'm going to turn to the...
You know what? Yeah, we'll talk about it on the downwind here
Yeah.
once we're done with the climb. I feel like that thing is taxiing quicker than we're flying, and it's going to be able to make it to the runway before we get another touch and go in.
Turning to downwind.
Good.
Alright, we are on downwind, so we do the 7-up check. Fuel selector on.
Before we do that, let's make sure we're at altitude and set to cruise.
Alright. Sure, I'll wait.
We'll really keep that climb going up to 1,500 feet, because we want to be at cruise power before we do the downwind checks. Alright, good.
Alright, we're good to do the downwind check now.
Good.
Fuel selector on, mixer fully rich, carb heat on hot, max on both, prime, locked, engine gauge is green, brakes, fine.
Good. And
I call for the radio.
good.
Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet on downwind for runway 25.
Echo Victor Jet number 1, runway 25.
Copy, Echo Vector Juliet.
At Echo Victor Jet, stay in the downwind, I'll call you turn to base for departing traffic.
Say Echo Victor Juliet.
Echo Vector Juliet.
Okay, so did you understand what he's telling us to do?
Yeah, he said go straight until I tell you
Exactly.
turn to base.
Good. So that's it. You can read back. Okay, we'll wait for the call on the downwind. Echo Victor Juliet. You could just say Echo Victor Juliet. Now, the reason I don't like when people just respond with a call sign is because I don't know if they actually understood what tower got them to say. So that's why when I told you, okay, just say Echo Victor Juliet, I just wanted to make sure that you understood what you told us to do.
Air Canada 459, Ottawa Tower, contact Ottawa departure 12817.
We're gonna have to wait for a while here because the
for takeoff, runway 25.
wake turbulence.
870 in the air, sir, takeoff 25, have a good one.
So that's the first procedure, right? You do a longer downwind, I guess,
Yep.
right? To wait for the...
Exactly. Now another thing they might get us to do is a right 360. So just a right one turn on the downwind to rejoin the downwind.
Yeah.
But obviously we only do that when they tell us to do it. We don't just do it off the top of our head.
Is there any days that there's no gusts? Like, you don't feel any bumps?
I've had days, a few days ago, it was too smooth, but I don't like it because it's just, you forget you're flying and it's easier to make mistakes on days like that. I was actually doing an interesting crew resource management course,
Yeah.
where the optimum pilot performance is at medium stress level. High stress level, people tend to make mistakes. Low stress level, people tend to make mistakes because they're too relaxed. If you're too stressed out or too relaxed,
good afternoon, it's Jazz.
not an ideal situation.
890, ready for push to start gate 16.
Jazz 980, auto ground push back at discretion.
Jazz 980, our discretion.
Echo Victor Juliet, turn base number 1.
Echo Victor Juliet.
Good. Now I want you to see how far the runway is and judge when you'd want to start the descent.
Probably not very early.
Yeah, I'd say another 3 minutes from now. Wow, okay. This is probably the longest downwind I've ever flown. Like Orleans is like coming up over there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You don't really realize how fast you're going, eh?
Yeah.
You're flying into the space and like, oh well.
And what's our circuit altitude again?
Oh, 900.
Good.
Going up a little bit.
See, because it kind of smoothed out a tiny bit back there, and this is exactly what I mean, where it's easier for us to kind of lose track of these little things.
Guy doesn't want to go down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the instruments are not fast enough, or...
No, it's definitely the thermals, getting some updrafts and downdrafts. We don't feel them necessarily as much as the plane does. We only feel them when they're actually pretty severe. But, you know, today would be a perfect day for gliders to fly.
Yeah.
Echo Victor Juliet, caution possible wake turbulence from departed C series. It'll be a left-hand circuit, wind 250 at 7, cleared touch and go, runway 25.
Clear touch and go, runway 25, Echo Victor Juliet.
Good, so we are going to want to touch down well before the point he rotated and try to get airborne before he rotated too. So again, we'll be aiming, this time we'll be aiming to flare over the numbers, okay?
Okay. Just going a bit faster because we're too far from the runway.
Okay.
Are we landing with flaps?
Your call. How are we looking right now?
So far we're okay. I think a little without flaps.
Yeah, if we brought flaps at this point, it would kind of change the approach we're looking at here.
Yeah.
A wave at the kid looking at us. I used to be like him. And airspeed.
Oh boy. Let's see.
No, you're handling it well. Look at where the runway is and bring ourselves over. There you go with the ailerons. Good. Better. Now look at the nose, it's off to the left, so maybe a bit of right rudder. That's what you're going to need. Perfect. Good. And keep that nose up. Beautiful. Good. Don't break.
Flaps.
Good.
Full power.
Good.
Airspeed alive.
Check.
Again. Engine gate is green.
Good.
Good to lift up. Rotate.
Good.
And positive rate.
Good. Yeah, great work with the flare. Now, did you use a bit of braking during the touch and go?
No.
Because it almost felt like it.
No, I think it's probably the nose wheel that is like, you know,
I see.
vibrating.
Okay, good. So pitch up for 80. how's your comfort level with the plane now that you're taking care of everything here?
Got a bit of a drop, 1 second.
Yeah, might have been a bit of the turbulent airflow. I'm looking at the gauges, it looks fine.
Okay. I'm definitely getting more comfortable, particularly that today it's a bit less bumpy.
Yeah.
The other day I wasn't really very comfortable. We did a good job, but I think today so far it's going better.
Yep.
Turn left to the crosswind.
Good. I find that as a student, the more responsibility you get, the more comfortable you get with the airplane.
Yeah. Start my turn to the downwind now.
Good. But I don't know if you see me, my hands are nice and relaxed during the flight. I don't have the instructor hands when you're coming into land.
Yeah.
Which kind of says a lot about your flying here too.
That's good, but I guess it's a bit boring for you.
You're too good. It's making my life, like you said, a bit more boring here. So for this landing, I want to start working on kind of focusing on making minimal power adjustments, so coming in at a lower power setting than we have been. The previous approaches were kind of difficult because we were vectored out pretty far out.
890 ready for taxi.
But I want you to almost bring the power down to idle on the base turn and try to kind of map out an approach where you can fly it at very minimal power.
Alright. When you're ready.
Okay, Bravo.
So 7 up 6, fuel selector on, make sure fully rich, carb heat hot, mags on boats, time locked, good, up, engine gauge is green,
good,
and brakes working fine. Let's go ahead and call that we're in downwind. Auto tower, Echo Vector Juliet, downwind for runway 25.
Echo Victor Juliet, number 1, runway 25.
Echo Vector Juliet.
Good, so since I want you to do more of an idle approach here, do you think we're going to pull the power closer or further from the runway?
Further from the runway.
Sorry,
closer. To the
Good,
runway.
so we can bring that power right back down to almost idle here.
Now?
Yep.
Alright.
I want to get used to flying nice and tight square circuits.
Okay. So I'm going to start turning to base.
Good, and keep that speed at 75, please. There you go. Good. You're allowed to make little power adjustments, but I want to have it at a minimal power setting here.
Yeah.
Trim might help you out a tiny bit here. I see you muscling it quite a bit.
Final.
Good. And then if we're descending too quickly, you could always add a tiny bit of power. Alright. I'll just make a quick call here. And Tower Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet, short final 25.
Go touch Juliet, clear touch go runway 25, left hand circuit.
Clear touch go 25, left hand circuits, Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet.
Full power used.
Keep that nose down. Not too aggressive with the controls, touch of power. There you go, good.
Up. Drive.
Good.
Rotate. Positive rate. Yeah, I got a big bump.
Yeah, a little bit of an updraft here. Alright, and let's do our best to maintain center line here. Good, so how'd you feel about that potential low power, almost power off approach?
pretty good. So definitely you want to do a tighter turn and you want to do a closer circuit. But
here, I have control.
You have control.
I have control. So this is to kind of prepare you for PFL, so power off approaches. It's one of those things we're going to have to cover before you go solo, so engine failure in the circuit. And it's also going to help you develop a better understanding of how to fly a nice, tight but square circuit. Because we want to set ourselves up in a way where we essentially are almost gliding to the runway, and the only power adjustments we are making are just to kind of maintain a nice constant glide slope, and it's not that we need that power to get to the runway. So it makes it for a more predictable way to land, and it also develops our aircraft.
There's a Cessna on departure, runway 25. They're on the left to turn now for the left-hand circuit. Contact Ottawa.
I just want to see if they're going to say anything.
Airborne, wind 26 at 7.
Yep.
Takeoff on wind 25.
Clear for takeoff 25, and we check traffic, Jazz 980.
Yeah, so it's going to help us with our aircraft understanding, aircraft flying at idle powers. And also, it's going to make us fly a circuit in such a way that if we were to have an engine failure in the circuit, we would always be able to make the field and make the runway. That's how I like to kind of map out the circuit. If we can, we want to stay nice and close to the runway. Alright, when you're ready, you can go ahead and take control.
I have control.
You have control. So we are currently on the downwind, still climbing up to 1,500 feet.
Yeah, we're still climbing, so we can announce our downwind.
Once we're established on the downwind at 1.5.
Okay. Go 7 up check, fuel selector on, mixer fully rich, carb heat on hot, mags on both, time locked, engine gauge is green,
Good.
brakes working fine.
Check.
Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet, downwind for runway 25.
Echo Victor Juliet, number 1, runway 25.
Echo Vector Juliet.
Okay. So we can start the turn when you're ready. Again, I want to...
Echo Victor Juliet might have to extend by about a mile for the wake turbulence behind the
I got the call.
just departed runway 25.
Okay, we checked that. Can we make it a stop and go for Echo Victor Juliet?
Echo Victor Juliet, affirmative. You're clear to land on runway 25. Caution possible wake turbulence, and advise me when you're ready.
Clear to land 25, and we'll give you a call when we're ready. Echo Victor Juliet, thanks. Okay, good. We could start that turn, and we want to land before the point he rotated. So we could turn to the left here. So instead of extending, what I got him to do is clear us to land, and we just wait on the runway for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So we'll aim for the numbers, and touch down hopefully by that second line, and we should be good. We should be out of his wake turbulence. Wake turbulence begins at the point of rotation with the plane.
Yeah.
Good, so like I said, minimal power, instead of flying away where we don't have to use too much power on approach here.
Are we trying to do power off again?
Yep, if we can. Point of reference should be idle power, and then we work our way around that, ideally. And don't let that airspeed get too high here.
Might need to use a little bit of flaps.
Okay, so bring that nose up before, right? We don't want to be too close to the white arc. Good, and you could start dumping some flaps.
10. 20.
Perfect. Now, keep on flying the plane. I'll give you 40 flaps, and you're really going to have to bring that nose down. I just want you to see the picture here. So flaps coming down, bring that nose down, add a touch of power. Look at that. 600 feet, stable. Oh, good. Keep that nose down. And we're coming to a full stop here. Good, so as we come to a full stop, we could just go ahead and reconfigure the aircraft.
Up.
And yeah, we could stop the plane here. Perfect.
Up on the runway?
What's that? Oh yeah,
Stop on the
because
runway.
it's a stop and go. Exactly. And you can put the carpet back to cold, retrim the airplane. And tower, do you remember what they told us to do?
Told us to wait for a minute?
No, so they said stop and go, and that means that we stop. And they also told us to let them know when we want to go. So I'm just going to wait for another 30 seconds or so. I'm actually curious to see how far out this plane is. I don't have a really good idea of how long ago he left. I'm guessing it's been about 2-3 minutes here.
It was a CRJ, right?
Yes, that's right. So it's a...
Not like a super heavy.
It could be considered a medium. Departed 3 minutes ago, already at 10,000 feet. That's freaking crazy.
Echo Victor Juliet, do you have enough runway remaining from current position?
Affirmative, Echo Victor Juliet.
Victor Juliet, roger. It's a left-hand circuit. Cleared takeoff, runway 25.
Clear for takeoff, 25, left-hand circuit, Echo Victor Juliet. Okay, so he gave us a call. So we could go ahead and go up, yep.
What is the altimeter?
So the elevation here is a bit higher than the north field. But we could go ahead and take off, and we'll talk about it on the roll.
Alright.
Or in the air.
Alright, full power set.
Good.
Engine gate is green.
Check.
Airspeed is gradually coming alive.
Good.
Airspeed alive. 65 knots. Rotate.
Good.
Positive rate.
Good. And once we're 500 feet above elevation, so in this case 900 feet, we can start that left turn.
Right. To crosswind.
Good.
Ground at 10 plus 1.
We're at 10 plus 1, ground.
Ground at 10 plus 1 with you. Kilo short Alpha, request routing back to the firewall.
We're at 10 plus 1, ground, roger. Proceed via Alpha, apron A discretion, Echo cross runway 25 to the firewall.
Roger at 10 plus 1, proceeding Alpha, apron our discretion, Echo cross runway 25 for red 10 plus 1.
Good, so similar with the last approach, again, I'm going to want for you to fly the plane almost at idle power and get a feel for the plane gliding towards the runway.
Is that the wake turbulence leftover that we're feeling?
Right here?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I don't think so. Might just be atmospherical heating. So,
Okay.
alright.
07 upcheck, fuel on, carefully rich, carb heat on hot, mags on both, prime locked. Gate is green, brakes working fine.
Good.
Making the downwind cold. Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet, on downwind for 25.
Go to jet number 1 runway 25.
Echo Victor Juliet. start my turn. Base. Gradually bringing down the power.
Good.
475.
And really use that trim. The moment you bring that power back.
Ottawa ground, Skyband 50 Echo Alpha.
There you go.
Righto. You're already
Sorry, calling Ottawa Brown, who was that?
That was November 50 Echo Alpha, VFR with Romeo at Sanders.
And I had a bit of flaps. And
ground, red 10+1, confirm good to cross 25.
Red 10+1, ground affirmative, cross runway 25 on Echo, no delay.
Roger, crossing 25 on Echo, no delay, red 10+1.
Echo Victor Juliet, clearance for you shortly, just the fire vehicles crossing right to left.
Just say Echo Victor Juliet.
Echo Victor Juliet.
Echo Victor Juliet, the left-hand circuit, wind 280 at 6, cleared, touch and go runway 25.
Clear, touch and go runway 25, Echo Victor Juliet.
10+1, I check you're off, runway 25.
Runway 25. Perfect.
Hey, ground, roger that, red 10+1, off
Here's talking to
25
the other
off
guy.
Echo, back in station.
November Echo 50 Alpha, Ottawa,
Had a bit of power.
ground.
Keep that nose down.
Sorry, you said you're at the Ottawa Flying Club, confirm?
At November 50 Echo Alpha, we are at Sander, VFR to Waterloo.
November 50 Echo
There you
Alpha,
go.
ground, roger. So squawk 0435. It'll be off of runway 22. The taxi with me via
Did it green?
contact Ottawa
Did it live?
no 120.1 when you're ready. Wind is 280 at 9 and the
you're
altimeter
climbing.
3016.
Roger that, squawking 0435 over to runway 22 via Tango, tower 121.1, 50 Echo Alpha.
Good, so we've been flying for about an hour now.
Yep.
How do you feel about what we've been doing today?
Pretty good. I think if you want to go back, we can go back.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. You know, I don't like to get to a point where we get too tired and things start kind of getting out of hand here. So what you can do is say, you know, Ottawa Tower Foxtrot Echo Victor Juliet, we'd like to return to the north field for a full stop.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Ottawa Tower, Echo Victor Juliet. We want to get back to the north field of the airport.
Echo Victor Juliet, roger. Make a right turn, join the right downwind for runway 22, number 1.
Turning right for downwind runway 22, Echo Victor Juliet.
Good, so right now, that's exactly it. We're going to cross overhead the departure path for 22 to fly the right downwind for runway 22.
Right?
Is that what you got from the transmission too?
Yep.
Perfect. And keep that climb going at least 80 miles an hour, please.
The airport must be pretty empty now, right? That's why. Oh my goodness, what the hell was that?
It's sad that for me it doesn't faze me anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, it's not that bad. You're gonna get used to it, and you're handling these. It's not windy, but it's drafty, and you're handling it really well. And yeah, the airport is pretty empty.
613-820, we've got PDC identifier 988 Tango.
Westjet 613, Ottawa clearance, PDC is correct, departure frequency 12817, it is Romeo. Romeo, contact Ottawa ground 1219 for the pushback.
Westjet 613.
Ottawa clearance, good evening, Cessna 172 Golf Bravo, Romeo, Oscar at the club with
I don't see the train yet.
What's that?
I don't see the train track yet.
We're coming up to it in just a second here.
Oh yeah, it's right
Ottawa
there.
clearance, hello. Runway 22, squawk 0441. The altimeter
Turn to downwind.
3016, wind is 280 at 9. Taxi via Tango and
airspeed.
Tower 120.1.
Keep that nose up in the climb.
Runway 22 Bravo, Romeo.
Oh, we're getting to 1500.
Okay.
So.
And you could say we're on the right downwind for a full stop. Look at where the runway is. is, and look at where we're pointing. We want to be pointing a tiny bit more to the left.
Yeah.
Good.
Trimming it a little bit.
Good.
Ottawa Tower, Echo Vector Juliet, we are on downwind for runway 22, requesting a full stop.
Echo Victor Juliet, roger, number 1 for runway 22.
Number 1, Echo Vector Juliet.
Good. Alright, we can do the downwind checks and turn a bit more to the left here. We're still kind of crabbing towards the runway.
Yeah, downwind check, fuel, mixture, carb on hot, mags on both, flames locked, engine is green, and brakes working fine.
Good.
And Ottawa Tower, 50.
I can start turning right.
22.
Number 50 Echo Alpha, Ottawa
Also
Tower,
breaking
line
down
up
the
runway
power.
22. Do you have a set heading point, or you want direct to Waterloo?
We can get direct, that would be great.
November 50 Echo Alpha, roger. So it'll be on course, not above 1,500, the wind 26 or at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 22.
Keep
Runway
it
22 clear
nice
for takeoff
and
to
square.
1500, 50 Alpha.
I want you to aim for the numbers here at the runway. Good. Alright, if we get down to 900 feet and he's still not rolling, I think we should call an overshoot. Looks like he's going to do a... Okay, he's on the roll. Good. We could slow ourselves down a tiny bit more.
Echo Victor Juliet, wind 24 is out, clear to land, runway 22.
Clear to land, runway 22, Echo Victor Juliet.
Good.
I'm
Alright.
going to use a bit of flaps here.
Okay.
Just like to use flaps because I can see the ground a little bit
That's
better.
good. Perfect. And approaching 600.
Stable.
Good, continue. Airspeed's good. Bring it to idle. Aiming for those numbers.
Ottawa Tower, Foxtrot Romeo, Foxtrot, Quebec, inbound, looking for full stop.
Add a touch of good. Good.
Foxtrot Romeo, Foxtrot, Quebec, Ottawa Tower, altimeter is 30.
And you don't have to brake too hard. The plane's going to slow down by itself here.
Cleared right base, runway 22. Romeo,
And just bring that nose up. There you go.
Boy.
Good.
I hate this plane, man.
God damn. Alright, well, great freaking work today. Alright, good stuff.
Up.
Up. Good.
What we do after landing, check
And
this.
we'll go past the whole short lines, all the way down to the end where the
0 Echo Alpha, contact Ottawa,
dash
Terminal
lines
277,
end.
flight following.
1277, thanks for the help, 50 Echo Alpha.
Good.
Echo Victor Juliet, taxi in via Papa and monitor Ottawa ground 1219.
Taxi Papa and monitor ground Echo Victor Juliet.
Taxi Papa, monitor ground, Echo Victor Juliet.
Have a great day, thanks for the help. He didn't say it back.
Okay, so post landing checklist. Right, transponder on alt, RP on cold, 1000 RPM. Necessary electrics off. I want landing light off. Oh, our land. Back flaps. Climb down.
Got
Plan
that.
ground. Close by planet. Post landing check.
Good. Alright, how'd you feel about today's flight?
Very good.
Glad to hear it. Nice and productive.
Yep.
Few little things to debrief on, but for a second circuit flight, things are looking good. So yeah, if you're worried with progress, like I said before, you are progressing really quickly, quicker than the average person. Right, so if you do hit, let's say an obstacle where it takes you a bit longer to get past a lesson, you're already well ahead of what the average person off the streets without any physical flying experience or college related to flying experience has. And don't let it get to your head because I don't want it to be detrimental where you start slacking off.
Definitely.
But I also want you to use that to your advantage, right, to continue progressing quickly. And like I said, we're all going to have a lesson that we struggle with,
one for
right?
runway 22.
So don't beat yourself up if everything's going perfect and then we struggle with crosswind landings, for example.
But thanks for saying that in camera.
Yeah, oh, I forgot it's recording. Now it's going to be on me. If it takes you 200 hours to get the PPL, I'm going to get fired.
No, it's not going to take you too.
No, it's not. And I'm willing to bet anything on that. I'm willing to bet the $5 I'm getting from FIAS right now for the GoPro mount I want.
Yeah. You got a coffee. You got a free Starbucks.
Exactly.
Coffee. Are you a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks?
So, I like Tim Hortons for the brand.
Yeah,
but
it's Canadian.
Yeah.
Which is not anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right?
Right.
But realistically, my favorite coffee, and I hate to admit it, is McCafe. McDonald's. It's
oh yeah, that's amazing.
Delicious. Because they actually bought the old Tim Hortons coffee bean provider, and Tim Hortons switched to another company, and that's why their coffee's so good, because it's Tim Hortons' old coffee.
Yep. Look at the beautiful Cyrus.
Jealous, I can't even...
What was that plane that took off?
That was a shorts.
It's like really square. I took a picture of it when it came to the club.
Yeah. I'll show you some pictures of it online. It's like a flying like train caboose, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take control from here.
Go.
I have control. Just because I really hate this pothole.
It's so funny that we have potholes.
I know, and they patched it up, and it's not any better.
And we're not over. We're not in Montreal.
Yeah. All right, and we can do that shutdown checklist. You have control.
Oh.
Romeo Foxtrot Quebec, clear to land, runway 22.
PLT check. 121.5.
Good.
And for the test.
Good.
Radios and electrics off.
Good.
Off. Avionics, master switch off. We don't have that. 1000 RPM. Dead max check. Check completed. Good. Mixture idle cutoff. Boom. Off. Max off.
And I like to take the keys out at the same time. Perfect.
Out. Master switch off.
Perfect.